Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something super important: how to keep your brain young, sharp, and full of life. You see, your brain is the most powerful thing you have, but just like your muscles, it needs daily training to stay strong. Most people age not because of time, but because they stop challenging their minds. And that's what we're going to fix today. I'm going to show you 16 simple, powerful habits that'll keep your brain young, active, and unstoppable. Before we jump in, let me remind you, no matter your age, your brain can still grow, adapt, and change. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, which means your brain keeps forming new connections your entire life. Every time you learn, challenge yourself, or think differently, your brain literally rewires itself. So if you've ever thought, "I'm too old to learn new things," forget that. That's a lie. You can keep your mind young forever. You just have to feed it the right habits. All right, let's start strong. Habit number 1, stay curious. Curiosity is like fuel for your brain. When you ask questions, when you explore new ideas, when you say, how does that work? You're forcing your mind to stretch beyond comfort. That stretch builds new brain connections, new ideas, and new energy. Curiosity isn't about being nosy, it's about staying alive mentally. The moment you stop being curious, your brain starts aging faster. Habit number 2, keep learning something new every single day. It doesn't matter if it's a new language, a random fact, or how to cook a new recipe. Every piece of new information you process makes your brain stronger. Think of it as lifting mental weights. You don't have to spend hours. Just 10 minutes of focused learning a day can work wonders. Read, listen, or practice. Just never stop learning. Now, habit number 3, read daily. Reading is one of the best things you can do for your brain. It's not just about learning words or stories. Reading activates memory, imagination, focus, and empathy all at once. It keeps your mind busy with ideas instead of worries. And the cool part? Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined experiences. So when you read, it's like living 100 lives in one lifetime. Habit number 4, exercise your body to exercise your brain. Most people think learning only happens inside your head, but your body plays a big part too. When you move, your heart pumps oxygen-rich blood to your brain, feeding it with energy. That's why after a workout, your mind feels clearer, sharper, and more focused. Even a short walk outside can boost creativity and problem-solving. Move your body, and your brain will thank you. Habit number 5, challenge your memory. Your brain loves shortcuts. That's why it's easy to rely on your phone for everything: contacts, notes, reminders. But when you do that too much, your memory gets lazy. Try remembering small things daily: birthdays, directions, your grocery list. When you train your memory, your brain becomes more alert and efficient. Memory exercises literally build new brain pathways. Habit number 6, meditate or practice mindfulness. You don't have to sit cross-legged or chant mantras to do this. Just take a few minutes every day to breathe deeply, slow down, and be present. Mindfulness clears mental clutter, reduces stress, and sharpens focus. When your brain is relaxed, it performs at its best. Calm doesn't mean lazy. It means powerful, stable, and smart. Habit number 7, protect your sleep like gold. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's maintenance for your brain. While you sleep, your brain organizes information, stores memories, and clears out waste chemicals. That's why when you don't sleep enough, you feel foggy and distracted. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep. And remember, scrolling on your phone at 2 a.m. doesn't count as rest. Sleep recharges your mental battery. Habit number 8, socialize and connect with people. Talking, laughing, listening, and sharing stories, these things keep your mind flexible and alive. Every conversation activates multiple areas of your brain. Social interaction boosts memory, emotional control, and creativity. Don't isolate yourself. Talk to people who challenge your thinking and lift your mood. The right company is like brain vitamins. Let's take a deep breath for a second. You're already learning so much right now, right? That's the magic of curiosity. Your brain is growing with every idea you absorb. Now let's keep going with the next habits because these ones are just as powerful. Habit number 9, feed your brain with good food. Think of your brain as a high-performance machine. If you fuel it with junk, it slows down. Omega-3s from fish, antioxidants from berries, healthy fats from nuts. These are brain fuel. Water matters too. Dehydration makes you forgetful and moody. What you eat today literally shapes how you think tomorrow. A healthy diet equals a sharp mind. Habit number 10, limit screen time. I know, we live in a digital world, but too much screen exposure trains your brain to expect constant stimulation. That kills focus. When you scroll endlessly, your brain jumps from one idea to another without depth. Take breaks from screens. Walk, write, read, think. Give your brain room to breathe and be creative again. Constant scrolling trains your brain for distraction. Silence trains it for focus. Choose silence sometimes. Habit number 11, write things down. Writing forces your brain to process thoughts deeply. Whether you're journaling, making goals, or writing random ideas, your mind gets clearer. It helps with memory, reflection, and creativity. When you write, your brain slows down just enough to understand things better. That's why great thinkers have always kept journals. Habit number 12, challenge yourself. Don't live inside your comfort zone for too long. Learn a skill that scares you, maybe painting, coding, or public speaking. The brain grows when it's challenged, not when it's comfortable. Every new challenge activates problem-solving networks, boosting focus and confidence. Fear means growth is near. Step toward it, not away from it. Habit number 13, laugh more. Seriously, laughter releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, your brain's happy hormones. When you laugh, stress drops, creativity rises, and memory improves. Life doesn't have to be so serious all the time. Watch funny videos, hang out with people who make you smile, and find joy in small moments. A happy brain is a young brain. Habit number 14, spend time in nature. The sound of birds, the feel of the wind, sunlight on your face, all these things reset your brain. Nature reduces anxiety, boosts focus, and improves mood. When you disconnect from noise and reconnect with nature, your brain calms down and becomes more creative. Fresh air, natural light, and peace are brain medicine. Habit number 15, set goals and stay motivated. When you have purpose, your brain stays active. Setting goals gives you direction and discipline. It doesn't matter how small they are, maybe reading a book, learning a skill, or saving money. Goals trigger your brain's reward system, keeping you driven. When your brain sees progress, it releases dopamine, the achievement chemical. And finally, habit number 16, practice gratitude. Gratitude changes your entire mindset. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your brain releases feel-good chemicals. It reduces stress, improves sleep, and strengthens emotional balance. A grateful heart creates a strong, calm, and happy brain. So take a moment each day to say, I'm thankful for this life. Now, before we move deeper, I want to pause here because understanding these habits is one thing, but applying them is where the real transformation begins. In the next part, I'll walk you through how to build these habits into your daily routine step by step so you actually see the change. Remember, knowledge without action fades, but small daily effort turns into lifelong growth. Now that you know the 16 habits to keep your brain young, let's talk about how to actually make them a part of your daily life. Because knowing what to do is easy, but doing it consistently is where most people struggle. The goal isn't to change everything overnight, it's to build one small habit at a time until it becomes part of who you are. Small steps, taken every day, are far more powerful than one big burst of motivation. Start with just one habit. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do all 16 at once. Pick one that excites you or feels easy to start, maybe reading for 10 minutes daily or going for a short walk. Once that habit feels natural, add the next one. The brain loves progress, so each success gives you a small boost of confidence and dopamine, making it easier to keep going. Let's begin with curiosity, the foundation of a young mind. To build it, practice asking why and how in everyday life. Don't just accept things as they are, explore them. When you watch a movie, ask how the story was written. When you see a new gadget, wonder how it works. This small shift trains your brain to think deeply, to stay alive and alert. Curiosity turns ordinary moments into mental workouts. Now, about continuous learning. You don't have to go back to school to grow your brain. The internet is your university. Watch videos that teach something new, listen to podcasts, read articles, or talk to people from different fields. Learning doesn't have to be long or hard. Even 5 minutes of focused learning a day can keep your brain young. The key is consistency, not intensity. Reading, of course, deserves special attention.
Try reading something outside your usual interests. If you love fiction, try history. If you love business, read philosophy. The more variety your brain gets, the stronger it becomes. And if reading books feels hard, start with short articles or audiobooks. The more your brain absorbs new words and ideas, the sharper it grows. Let's talk about movement, the underrated brain booster. You don't have to become a gym freak. Simple activities like dancing, walking, or stretching can do wonders. When you move your body, you move your mind. Try walking while thinking about your goals or listening to educational content. That combination of motion and learning is powerful. It's like charging your brain with positive energy.
Now, memory training. It sounds boring, but it can be fun if you turn it into a game. Try memorizing song lyrics, poems, or a grocery list. Challenge yourself to recall phone numbers or people's names. These small exercises keep your brain alert. The more you make your memory work, the more active and flexible it stays. It's not about remembering everything, it's about training your brain to pay attention. Mindfulness is another gem. You don't need fancy techniques, just take 5 minutes to breathe deeply and observe your thoughts without judgment. When your mind slows down, it becomes more focused and creative. A quiet brain isn't an empty brain, it's a powerful one. The more you practice mindfulness, the better your brain handles stress, distraction, and negative emotions. Now let's fix the most common mistake: poor sleep. You can't keep your brain young if you treat rest like a waste of time. Sleep is when your brain repairs itself, builds memory, and clears out stress. Create a night routine. Dim the lights, avoid screens, and let your mind relax. Deep sleep is like a factory reset for your brain. It restores clarity, focus, and emotional balance. And let's not forget human connection. When you talk to people, share stories, or laugh together, your brain lights up with joy and empathy. Make time for meaningful conversations. Talk less about problems and more about dreams, ideas, and possibilities. People who stay socially active tend to live longer and happier lives. Relationships are mental vitamins your brain needs every day. Nutrition plays a bigger role than most realize. Start eating for your brain. Add foods like walnuts, salmon, blueberries, and dark chocolate to your meals. These are like super fuel for your neurons. Avoid too much sugar or processed foods. They slow your thinking. Drink enough water, because even mild dehydration can cause confusion. Remember, what you eat shapes how you think. Screens are tricky. They're both tools and traps. It's fine to use your phone, but control it instead of letting it control you. Take digital breaks every few hours. Look out the window, stretch, or sit in silence. When you unplug, your brain gets space to think creatively again. Constant scrolling trains your brain for distraction. Silence trains it for focus. Choose silence sometimes. Writing is one of the easiest and most powerful brain exercises. Try journaling your thoughts every morning or night. Write about your goals, what you learned, or what made you smile. When you write, you turn your thoughts into structure, and structure builds clarity. Great ideas often appear when pen meets paper. So write not for perfection, write for growth. Now, challenge yourself daily. Comfort is nice, but it dulls the mind. When you face challenges, whether it's learning a new skill or handling a tough situation, your brain fires up. Start small, but start. Do something that makes you slightly nervous every week. Each time you overcome discomfort, your confidence grows and your brain gets stronger. Don't underestimate laughter. Watch comedies, talk to funny friends, or laugh at your own mistakes. Laughter releases endorphins and relaxes your mind instantly. It teaches your brain resilience, the ability to bounce back from stress. A person who laughs often doesn't age easily. They carry light inside their mind. So find humor in life. It's the brain's natural medicine. Spending time in nature can reset everything. Take a walk in the park, watch a sunset, or simply sit under a tree. Nature teaches patience, calmness, and perspective. It lowers stress hormones and refreshes your mind. If you live in a busy city, even a few minutes near plants or sunlight helps. Let your brain breathe. It's not built for endless noise and screens. Now, let's talk about purpose and goals. When you wake up with a sense of direction, your brain gets excited. Set goals, small or big, and track your progress. Every tiny win gives your brain a hit of dopamine, the motivation chemical. The trick is not to chase perfection, but to celebrate progress. Purpose keeps your mind alive, even in tough times. Gratitude might seem simple, but it's deeply powerful. Every day, think of 3 things you're thankful for: people, moments, or even lessons. Gratitude rewires your brain to see the positive side of life. It lowers anxiety and increases happiness. When your brain feels safe and appreciated, it performs better. Gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's mental strength in disguise. Now, here's something most people miss: limit negativity. Your brain absorbs what you feed it. If you constantly think negative, argue, or complain, your brain stays in survival mode. Protect your peace like it's gold. Listen to positive people, read uplifting content, and speak kindly to yourself. A positive environment is like fresh air for your brain. Make rest a habit too, not just sleep, but mental rest. Take breaks during work. Go for slow walks or sit quietly with your thoughts. Rest doesn't mean doing nothing. It means allowing your mind to recover. That's when your best ideas are born. You can't pour from an empty cup, so recharge often and protect your mental energy. Let's bring all this together now. Keeping your brain young isn't about doing huge things. It's about small daily actions done with awareness. Curiosity keeps you learning, movement keeps you sharp, sleep restores your mind, and gratitude fills your heart. You don't need to chase youth. Your brain can stay young as long as you keep feeding it growth, peace, and purpose. And remember this: your brain reflects your lifestyle. If you challenge it, nurture it, and love it, it will reward you with focus, creativity, and clarity for years to come. Aging is natural, but mental decay is optional. You have more power over your mind than you think. Every habit you practice is like watering a seed that grows into lifelong strength. Now that we've gone through these habits, let's go even deeper into how to make your mind unstoppable. Keeping your brain young is not just about protecting it, it's about upgrading it. Imagine your brain as a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it becomes. Every day you choose growth over comfort, you send a message to your mind that says, "I'm still learning, I'm still alive." That mindset alone is what separates those who fade mentally from those who keep shining bright no matter what their age. Think about this. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself through something called neuroplasticity. Every new skill you learn, every new experience you have creates new neural connections. So even at 50, 60, or 70, your brain can still grow, adapt, and evolve. The secret is to never stop feeding it novelty. Try new things, new foods, new routes, new hobbies, new languages. Every time you break a routine, your brain wakes up and says, "Oh, we're alive again." Let's talk about creativity because it's one of the best ways to keep your brain young. Most people think creativity is just for artists, but it's for everyone. When you cook a new recipe, rearrange your room, or come up with a new idea at work, that's creativity. It forces your brain to connect old information in new ways. The more creative challenges you give yourself, the more flexible your brain stays. Creativity isn't just fun, it's mental exercise disguised as play. Another powerful tool is gratitude journaling combined with reflection. Every night, write down one thing you learned today and one thing you're thankful for. This habit only takes 2 minutes, but it builds perspective. It trains your brain to focus on growth and positivity instead of fear and limitation. Over time, your brain becomes more optimistic, calmer, and mentally agile. Gratitude truly is one of the most underrated brain vitamins. Let's also talk about mindset. If you want your brain to stay young, you must stop telling yourself you're getting old. The way you talk to yourself shapes how your brain behaves. People who say, "I'm too old to learn," actually shut down their brain's learning system. But people who say, "I can still improve," keep those learning pathways alive. Your brain listens to every word you say, so speak like someone who's just getting started, not someone who's done. Social connection plays a massive role too. Spend time with people who lift your energy. Talk to those who challenge your ideas, make you laugh, or inspire you to dream bigger. Avoid constant complainers and negative thinkers because their energy ages your mind faster than time ever could. Surround yourself with curious, positive, and kind people because energy is contagious. The right company keeps your brain young, curious, and full of life. Now, let's bring in one of the most forgotten habits, play. Adults forget how to play, but playfulness is brain fuel. Try games, puzzles, music, or even silly moments. When you play, your brain relaxes, creativity expands, and stress melts away. Play helps your mind reset, making it more flexible and open. A playful spirit is one of the surest signs of a young brain, no matter your age.
Self-reflection is another underrated habit. At least once a week, take time to sit quietly and ask yourself, "Am I growing? What did I learn this week?" This helps your brain process experiences, extract lessons, and prepare for future growth. It's like cleaning your mental desk so you can think clearly again. The more you reflect, the wiser and younger your mind feels. Reflection turns information into wisdom. Let's talk about stress, the silent brain killer. Chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol, which damages memory and focus over time. You can't avoid stress completely, but you can learn to manage it. Try deep breathing, meditation, or simply doing one thing at a time instead of juggling 10 tasks. Simplicity is powerful. When your brain isn't constantly in fight or flight mode, it starts to heal, to think deeply, and to grow again. And here's something beautiful. Helping others also keeps your brain young. When you teach someone, volunteer, or simply offer advice, you strengthen your empathy and communication circuits. You activate parts of your brain that make you feel connected and purposeful. The act of giving in any form is like mental sunlight. It keeps your heart open and your brain happy. Helping others isn't just good for the world, it's medicine for the mind. Let's be honest, there will be days you don't feel motivated. That's okay. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to stay consistent. Even doing one small positive thing for your brain daily makes a huge difference. Some days you'll learn something new. Other days, you'll just rest. Both are important. What matters most is that you don't stop showing up for yourself. The brain grows stronger not through perfection, but through persistence. Now, picture yourself a few years from now. Calm, focused, full of energy, and creative as ever. That version of you exists in the habits you build today. Every time you choose to read instead of scroll, walk instead of sit, learn instead of complain, you move closer to that sharper, younger version of yourself. You're not just keeping your brain young, you're building a life filled with clarity, curiosity, and strength. If you ever feel stuck or lazy, remind yourself why this matters. Your brain is the center of everything, how you think, feel, love, and live. Protecting it is not just about staying smart, it's about living fully. Imagine being 80 and still learning, still laughing, still curious about the world. That's not luck, that's lifestyle. Every healthy habit you start now makes that future real. So, my friend, make a decision today. Don't wait for motivation to come. Create it. Start with one tiny action today, whether it's reading one page, walking for 10 minutes, or simply breathing deeply for a few moments. Every action you take rewires your brain toward a stronger, younger, more vibrant you. You are the sculptor
of your own mind. And before you go, I want you to remember this. Your brain doesn't age when your spirit stays alive. Keep dreaming, keep learning, and keep moving forward. There's no expiration date on curiosity, no limit on intelligence, and no age for inspiration. You have everything you need to grow right inside you. So don't let fear stop you. Keep going because your best mind is still being built. If this message inspired you, make sure you like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community of people who choose growth over comfort, purpose over distraction, and learning over fear. Together, we'll keep our minds young, our hearts strong, and our future bright. I'm proud of you for being here. Now go out there and live with energy, curiosity, and passion. Your young brain is waiting.